We're trying YouTube streaming today.
Oh, yeah.
Seemed like a little easier. And so we tested it yesterday. It was easier on this end. So we'll see how it works. We have been cut off, you know.
Yeah,
So we'll see if it makes a difference.
And like I said, I do have Wi-Fi too.
Yeah. Well, if this one works good, I saw that I may go with that maybe next week.
Okay.
We'll see how this goes. And y'all have that power cable in here.
Oh, right, yeah.
Grassy ass. Okay. Oh, something got plugged in there. Actually, it looks like the Coors Light sign. Might want to look for a little rug or something over that cord.
Tejas, Home Depot, can I help you? Yes, I think so. So you're just looking for like a battery for a disposable cartridge? Yes. Okay. Yeah, I do. I carry a battery for a battery. No problem.
So it's 2 minutes, 9:07, 30, 9:07. That works. And 14:30 out. 9:15 2. You got 3 minutes, so that's 9:18. That's good. 9:30. We've got 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes, 9:33, and that works there. And at 9:45, we've got a minute, 1 minute and a half. And a half. Is that right? Yep, 9:45. Minute and a half. So those are all good. All right. John, I'm supposed to take some CBD gummies home with me.
Okay.
And I was supposed to last week and I didn't and I got in trouble.
Okay.
Are there different kinds of gummies or they have, because this one, my wife likes to take one at night before she goes to bed.
Okay.
She wants to try yours.
Okay, right on. I either have like a little small bag of fruit bites to try, or I do have a big thing of gummy bears.
Yeah.
But those are basically the two gummies that I do have.
How much, what's the milligrams or whatever? What is the strength on them?
Yeah, so like I said, I either have, they're 10 milligrams each.
Okay, so they're the same.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Let me
10
see what
milligrams,
those
so
are.
37.95. There's about 300 milligrams total.
And how many of those? How many are in there? 10 milligrams. 30 of them in there.
There you go.
Bonjour, good morning. All right, I will take some of these home. Don't let me leave. I got in trouble last week for not bringing gummies home to my wife. So.
Don't leave them in your car.
Oh, yeah, I imagine.
Dude,
They
I
just.
literally one, and they won't come out.
And they.
So I had to cut my bottle open, and now I have to cut them with a pair of scissors.
Don't leave them on the dash, huh?
Don't leave them in the car.
Ah.
They need to become one. No, I just won't like it. I was until midnight cleaning up.
Oh, no.
I made 240 meatballs yesterday.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
We're all listening to On Top of Spaghetti.
Thank you. That's all be in my head all day.
Oh, the kids loved it.
Yeah. So, a special event? Are you putting them in the freezer?
Both. We got a pasta party for my granddaughter's first birthday this Saturday. Like, we have a pasta party in my house. It's going to be good.
Yeah.
So, and I had like a bunch of sauce that I buy in bulk, everything. And when I'm home, I'm recycling and using it up. Well, we've been gone for a year. I got 2 cases of sauce, cans, just regular plates and organic or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I made a big thing of sauce to go with this party.
Okay.
I got everything done. I had little kids rolling meatballs, all that.
Aw.
I know. It was really cool. And in my new kitchen, everybody fit. I was so excited.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, we need a, and I can't just do it for one wheel. I'm gonna go through all that trouble, I'm gonna make it.
Yeah, duh. Oh, yeah. No, 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 no. Oh, yeah. No,
Is pull out balls, throw them in the sauce
That's
already
right.
made.
That is
And
absolutely
dinner.
right.
Dinner and it's served. I made carne asada the day before. Out of all the deer meat that was in my freezer, I was like, clean out this freezer. So I used up, and now I got ready-made meals.
There you go.
All right, so John was thinking Bruce steak for the special this week, but she got some other idea. Bruce steak's good.
Hey,
Morning.
Matt, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Good to see you, Ward, coming in for
what
a
the heck you up to?
cigar.
Yeah.
Oh, doing my radio show live from up here. So
Oh, wow.
been doing radio for about a year and 3 months now, every morning.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm getting ready to go spend a week in Houston broadcasting from up there. So we're practicing all the different kinds of software I can use and make sure we get all our timing down. So.
What the heck?
Yeah, 102.1 every morning at 9 o'clock
Oh,
on your
yeah.
FM dial.
Heck yeah.
Where is Bruce steak?
Do you know Ken Greer by any chance? Mm-mm. I know you know Curly. He came in here last week while we were on there. The
Oh,
bald-headed guy
yes,
with the
right,
great.
right, curly.
Oh yeah, we've made good. Now that shows I'm back up.
I know you don't, Archie. Alright, I got you back.
Okay.
You'll have to keep an eye on that.
Yeah, and I won't know what to do. I didn't do anything. I just waited for it to hook back up. See you, Ward. I just waited for it to hook back up.
The only thing I can think of is maybe hit refresh, but I don't know if that's gonna speed the process up or not. Hang on one second. Alright, so we got about a minute and a half. We got about 2 minutes.
Okay.
So I'll still give you the 30-second call.
30 seconds, and then I'll wait 10 seconds, and then start yakking.
Yeah, actually, give me a little more than that because I got an intro. Tell you what, hang on, I'll tell you when I'm starting the intro.
Okay.
I'll tell you when you got about, because I got plenty of time to play on that. So let me get you into the intro first before you start talking. Or else I got a strange suspicion you'll give it way too early.
Okay. All right.
Oh.
Okay, all right.
I heard you there.
Yeah. Say something, man.
Something. 1, 2, 3. Testing. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, we got about 20 seconds worth of delay. Somewhere in there.
Okay. So just give me a go when you want me to start.
Okay. Do me a favor though, after I say go, give it just a couple of seconds so we don't talk over the top of each other.
All right. Got you. Good morning, folks. So happy to be here with you this morning. We're coming in live from Tejas Smoke Depot, and just real excited about this. We're trying a new streaming today. We're trying different things, software, different streaming services. So all of this is in preparation for going to the Texas State Republican Convention, and we're very excited about that. I have media credentials, makes me feel all important. I'm going to have a special lanyard. Man, I'm excited. I don't know what kind of doors it's going to get me through, but looking forward to that. I'm also going to be a delegate and representing part of the Senate District 24, and so I'll be in all those meetings starting Thursday and Friday, and so I'm really excited about that. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday up at the Republican Convention is the meetings of the Rules Committee and the Rules Committee and the Platform Committee. And so these are the places where you as citizens and where you as delegates to the Republican Convention can go in and have your voice heard and speak up and testify on any one of the 300 some odd platforms of the Republican, or planks of the Republican Party, and then also the five most important planks, and those are the ones that we, every 2 years, we get together as Republicans, and this is the message we send to our representatives, the people who have an R by their name, telling them these are the things that are most important in the Republican Party. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be taking off on Sunday. I believe it's the 12th of July. I'll be up there all week in Houston, and I am doing a fundraiser for that. That's an expensive week for me, and so if you'll go to GoFundMe and look for Pass the Hat for Matt, you will find my GoFundMe site. And here's some cool things. If you contribute $20, we'll send you a free t-shirt. It's a Hill Country Patriot t-shirt that says "Damn right I vote," and good looking shirt. We've got them in red, white, and blue. There is a limited supply of those, so keep that in mind. But if you send in $20 or a little more, make sure you put your address, the color of the shirt you want, and what size you want, and we'll get those out in the mail to you as quick as possible. Now, the special, if you send in a $100 donation, we will send you one of each shirt, one red, one white, one blue, and not only do you get the shirt, but you will get, on each shirt will be autographed by the great Harley Ballou. That should be worth, I don't know, that should be worth tons of nickels or dimes here sometime in the future. Then Lorraine Lamont's signature as well as yours truly. The three of us will sign your t-shirts, and we got all fancy cool t-shirt signing pens that Cassie came up with us for us. See, I'd have just used a magic marker or a crayon or something, but Cassie, awesome reception lady at the Hill Country Patriot at the Ranch Radio Group, found us, told us there are these fancy pens for writing on shirts, and you can wash them and the signature doesn't come off. And so that's what we're going to do. If you send $100 in, make sure again you put your address and the size, and we will send you those autographed t-shirts. Really appreciate it. I think I am about close to halfway on raising my money, and I've got until about July 10th. And so please help me out there. I'd appreciate it. And as far as the calendar goes, you know, I've spent the last week and a half bragging about how awesome the 2nd, 3rd, 4th is going to be in Comfort at the Comfort Little Theater, the Goldberg Cannon. Anyway, none of that matters now because it got canceled. I guess the cannon must have got the Kung Flu, and the keg of beer, I don't know, maybe it just has the virus on the outside of it or something like that. But the Comfort Little Theater reenactment, the 2nd annual 3rd of July, 4th of July celebration has been canceled, and sorry to bring that news to you. But that's all right. Listen, we got some great guests coming on the program today. First of all, I want to say hi to my first employer in the Hill Country, a fellow by the name of Ward. When I blew into town in January of the year 1999, Ward took a chance on me and hired me. I learned cabinet making from Ward. I'd been making furniture for quite a few years, and in fact, right before I came here, I'd been making log furniture in Colorado. Never knew much about cabinetry, and I spent some time with Ward making cabinets, and saw Ward this morning. So good morning, Ward, and we're on the air every morning from 9 to 10 at 102.1 up in Fredericksburg, and down in Kerrville, 104.3. So let me give you a little bit of Ben Franklin here. Oh, my guests today, who do I have coming in? Angela Smith is on her way in, and she's fired up. Listen, Angela Smith is fired up, and we're going to hear from her. She's been reading a book called, I believe it's called Black Lives Matter. It's something about the truth behind Black Lives Matter. She got me a copy of it, an autographed copy of it, very cool. Has some fascinating information in it about who Black Lives Matter is, and she's going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about the runoff elections coming up that are very important to our listeners, and we're going to be talking about the next legislative session as well, because we're getting ready for that. So anyway, I'm going to leave you with a little bit of Ben Franklin. I just kind of opened up the section on Poor Richards, so let me see. I'll pull out a few quotes here without even having studied too much. A learned blockhead is a greater blockhead than an ignorant one. Boy, I like that one. A learned blockhead is greater blockhead than an ignorant one. There we go. Here we go. Yeah, have a seat, and I'll put you later on in the show instead of right now.
That's fine.
Okay, all right. No. We
my thing.
move her around.
Still trying to get my.
I didn't know if I should have called ahead because I didn't want.
No. We squeeze it in. It doesn't
My
matter.
boss was like, "Go ahead and hit up the ranch." I looked at the clock. I was like, "That puts
Oh.
me right there perfectly."
No, perfect. So we go in at about 9:17:45. Yeah, we're practicing to go to Houston. And we don't need we don't need the spinning wheel of death.
Yeah.
Definitely don't need that when I get to Houston.
I have a couple friends who live stream to YouTube.
Yeah.
It can be great. It can be not great.
Yeah,
We were live.
Wi-Fi single pop.
What's that?
Yeah, we're gonna have to get you those Wi-Fi single pop.
Yeah, absolutely. You're right. We'll have to figure that out.
Yeah, I would get a hold of whoever your carrier is, Brian, and they get you whoever it is to go, all right, well, I need this, what do I got, what do you do for my life?
Yeah, definitely.
Like you people every month, you owe me, help me out.
That's right. Well, right now we're going through my hotspot on my phone, and I hope that we won't have to do that when I get to Houston.
Yeah, there's got to be something they can add into your laptop to give you extra boost. There has to be.
Yeah, there does.
It's not like you're out in the middle of the sticks, right? You're right in the middle of Fredericksburg. There should be plenty of, opportunity to pick up a signal somewhere.
Yeah.
Good morning.
All right, here we go. We got 30
Good,
seconds. I'll tell you when we start.
All right.
Well, I made 240 meatballs yesterday, sauce and butter. All the grandkids over helped me out. And then we got a pasta party on Saturday.
All right, man. Anytime you're ready.
All right, folks, thanks for staying tuned. We are broadcasting live from Tejas Smoke Depot this morning. Real excited to be here. Again, this is practice for going to Houston. We may have some bandwidth issues right now, but we're hoping to get that fixed before we go to Houston. So y'all be patient with us. This is all practice, practice, practice. That's how you get to Carnegie Hall, isn't it? Practice, practice. I have sitting next to me a fella I first heard on what's his name? Harley. You know, that old man that comes on before me every morning. Harley was on the air last week talking to this fella named Ken Greer. And I have Ken Greer sitting next to me this morning in Tejas Smoke Depot. Good morning, Ken. How are you?
Morning, Matt. Pretty good. How about yourself?
All right. So Ken is here because, well, first of all, we have the 4th of July parade in Fredericksburg is just awesome. It's not as awesome as the fair parade, but it is great. People come from all over the country to go to it. And this year, the city council decided, well, first they decided they're going to have a reverse parade, and then they found out nobody wanted to do that, so they canceled the parade altogether. Ken Greer is sitting here, and he's got a plan. We're going to have a parade anyway, dadgummit. So, Ken, tell us about the parade.
Well, it started out with a few people voicing their concerns and disagreement with the city council with me, and I took it upon myself to fire up a petition to see just how many people had the same concerns. We spoke in front of the city council meeting whenever they chose to vote on it, and they still went with the reverse parade. And within days, they of course canceled because of lack of interest and other issues with the venue. Well, even with a cancel, our decision was that we were going to do one anyways, that the community and the citizens of Fredericksburg and locals deserve to have a good celebration for Independence Day.
So we're not going to be doing like creating an autonomous zone on Main Street, are we? Are we going to be taking over Main Street and putting up barricades? What's this going to look like? Are we going to get in trouble with the law for this?
Nope. Our plan on it is that there's nothing illegal about driving trucks down Main Street from one end to the other.
That's right.
That is what we plan to do. Is we will be going in short waves to keep it safe and within traffic laws, and we will be doing everything that we can. As in, we won't be able to have people riding on the back of the trailers because that's not legal for road use. But
right.
We can have decorated trucks, and we can play our music and wave our flags and give people at least a few minutes of enjoyment. And it'll be right after the kiddie parade, which we also plan to help out with and volunteer on. And we want to make sure it's still a full day of celebration.
What is the kiddie parade? I'm not even familiar with that one.
The kiddie parade, from what I've seen, is put on, and they will be having a little bicycle parade where kids can show off their decorated bikes and have a little contest on best decorated bikes or most patriotic walk for their little short parade. They'll have little gatherings and little games that they get to play. So just a little thing for them to show up to, which my kid will definitely be playing a part in.
How old's your kid?
9 years old.
9 years old. Good Lord, you don't look a day over 19, did you? He's got an early start there. Ken, you are a veteran, retired, is that right? Or you?
I did 8 years in the Marine Corps.
Oh my goodness.
And so yeah, I'm only a whopping 32 now. So that was the majority of my younger adult life so far.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'd check your ID if I was working the cigarette counter in here when you came in. So the 4th of July, this is a Saturday. Do we have a gathering place? Are we going to get together? Is there a place where we're going to meet? Do you have, what's that idea?
Our plan so far, and as we've been telling anybody who wishes to volunteer or join in, which is open to anyone in the public who wishes to, is we'll be meeting in front of the Bells and Dollar Tree parking lot.
Okay.
Over across from Walmart.
Oh, yeah, okay.
A large parking area. It's for public and shared use amongst the many other businesses, so we won't be interfering with anyone. And we'll be lining up there and setting up the waves of small groups from there. On the Facebook group and or my email, everyone is welcome to join in.
What's the name of the Facebook group? Because it's kind of complicated, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
It is. In fact, while he's pulling that up, we have it posted on the Fredericksburg Tea Party Facebook page. We also have it posted on the Matt Long Show Facebook page. And you said bells, that confused me when I first moved here. That's for crying out loud. That's be-alls. Don't
Right.
give me this bells. Bells, B-E-L-L-S. Be-alls is B-E-A-L-L-S. Be-alls. So we're going to be in that parking lot at Be-alls. All right, here we go. The name of the Facebook page. Are you ready? Fredericksburg, enjoy Main Street, and slow cruise for Independence Day. I'll bet you if you put Fredericksburg, enjoy Main Street, I'll bet you that'll pull up or get you pretty close. Slow cruise for Independence Day. All right, that's where you check it out on Facebook. And so we're going to send, groups of 5 or 6 cars, 8 or 10 cars,
That's our
something
goal,
kind of like
depending
that.
on who has trailers, who doesn't, what kind
Yeah.
of line we're going to be taking up. We're trying to shoot in between to stay in the green lights. So
Okay.
that we can keep our.
Okay.
cruising.
All right. And so if you're at the back, don't run a red light. Or is there going to be any kind of police escort or anything? Or is this just as far as you know, we're just driving through town slow like tourists?
Exactly. Ever since me speaking at the city council meeting, I have tried to reach out and see if anybody who was formerly involved with the official parade wanted to join in. We appreciate everything they've always done and that they will do in the future. They put on a great parade, but like I said, there's no reason why they couldn't hop in on our little gathering. But nope, we'll just be just a bunch of local citizens doing our thing.
All right, I'm real excited about that. We got a text from my mom while I was sitting here, and she says, you probably don't remember, but when we lived in O'Donnell, and by the way, O'Donnell, if you blink, you miss it. It's south of Tahoka, west of La Mesa, and if you know where that is, you're already smiling. In fact, the roads are so flat and straight and long out there that the way to remember where O'Donnell is it's where the road curves. The Highway 87 curves off from going south to going a little bit southwest, and right where the road kind of makes a bend in all that flat country up there, that's where O'Donnell is. And boy, it is a tiny town. The home of Dan Blocker. And if you're under 40, you have no idea who Dan Blocker is. Do you know who Dan Blocker is, Ken?
I can confirm, being under 40, I have no idea.
Ken has no idea. Angela, do you guys know who Dan Blocker is? From I see nobody. So Angela's under 40. Do you remember? I'll give you a hint. Hoss. Hoss.
Oh,
From Bonanza.
Bonanza.
Hoss Cartwright from Bonanza. Dan Blocker. His folks ran a little general store on the square in Main Street, and that was our claim to fame when I was living there. And you could go in there and you could meet Dan Blocker's parents. They were right down there, and Hoss Cartwright that was big time. And in fact, I went back there. I think I was in O'Donnell. I can't remember, maybe 15 years ago. And right next to where the store was is a little town square, and they have a bust of Dan Blocker right down there. The point of that story was the 4th of July parade was so small in that little town that we went around the block several times. So the parade went around the block and came back again, and went around and came back again. And so that's how small towns do parades. But I'm real excited about this, and we appreciate citizens stepping up and doing things like this. We are all going to be within the law. We're not going to be, nobody's going to be going wackadoo out there. This is not Seattle. This is not San Francisco. We're going to have an awesome small town parade, and if we end up going around the block once or twice, we probably will. So you need to check out our link on the Facebook page on the Matt Long Show, as well as the Fredericksburg Tea Party Facebook page, and you'll find more information about how you can join us. And so Ken Greer, 8 years in the service. I want to thank you for your service. You got a 9-year-old kid. That's awesome. A boy?
Girl. Well,
A girl?
And a boy. I got 2 9-year-olds.
You got 2 9-year-olds. Are they adult? Can I ask the obvious question? Are they twins, or is this a Brady Bunch?
Brady Bunch.
It's a Brady Bunch situation. There we go. All right. So excellent deal. So Ken, thank you so much for dropping in.
I appreciate your help and your time.
And we'll look forward to seeing you. Oh, what time do you want us to meet at Be-alls?
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock. All right, and we can come a little early and hang out.
Definitely, I'll be there as early as I can.
All right, Ken. Thanks again for coming in. Go back to work. Don't get in trouble.
Okay.
And we'll see you. We'll see you Saturday morning.
Thanks again.
All right, you bet. So there you go, straight from Ken's mouth. We're going to have, I started to call it the People's Parade, but that sounded too much like a socialist construct, and so we're not going to call it that. We're going to call it the Citizens Brigade or something along the lines of that. I'm sure Ken will come up with it. To him, it's just a parade. We're going to have a slow drive down Main Street, and you can just remember all those times you got all upset in fact, I had one yesterday, folks, in the left lane going down Main Street and trying to shop from their car, window shop from their car from the middle lane, slowing traffic up. Oh, man, I'm telling you, it is so tempting. Is it tempting? It's tempting. You want to get right up on there? Oh, I know. I used to have a bumper sticker that said, if it's tourist season, why can't we shoot them? But that is not the attitude we're supposed to take. In fact, every Friday I tell you, please be nice to the tourists. And so, yeah, we had a looky-loo yesterday. I was behind them, and then I backed off and smiled. And then, of course, what did they do? Right there, they did a U-ey on Main Street. And, there's nothing more, there's nothing more frustrating. Folks, y'all stay tuned. We'll be right back.
They are idiots on
Uh-huh.
The person you are trying to reach is not accepting calls at this time. Please try your call again later.
There's 3 wrecks on Main Street now.
All right, Angela, come over, and we'll bring Jody on the last quarter. Is that good? You in a hurry to get out of here or anything? Okay.
No, I gotta go home and clean up a mess.
So what are we talking about? Are we doing BLM?
Whatever you, I don't know. Let's see. Let's.
Think about what you've been seeing, what you want to talk about. We
Let's
can
talk about that. Let's
Okay.
do it. Let's get a book report.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
We just lost the phone connection. Just calling back.
All right.
We got about 3 minutes.
Okay.
So you have to use the restroom. You have 3 minutes.
You're not going to play Knights in White Satin for me?
I can play you Moby Dick if you'd like.
Moby Dick. There you go.
That's the entire outside.
That'll get you covered.
As long as you have to laugh without getting out here. You can drive home in the middle of the night, after going out, you hear Moby Dick or any guy that's B&B play, you're like, I know what the DJ's doing.
Yeah, we know right where the DJ is. That's right. Oh, it's Batman. Did you get your invitation for the Texas Values thing today at noon?
Did they text it? Did
No, they
email
sent it in an email.
Okay,
It's
no.
an online thing. I'm going to be on it with Bucky and
Oh my gosh.
you would have gotten the and a senator, or not a senator, a congressman, John somebody.
Okay. I just haven't looked. That's all
I need to
that is.
mention it.
Yeah, you do. Tomorrow, join our Central Texas virtual.
You have an
Virtual
invitation.
reception.
Yep, with who's
there
the other
you
one?
are.
John who?
Carter,
John Carter.
Congressman John Carter.
All right, thanks, y'all.
Oh my God.
I know.
It's a Zoom.
Yeah, in fact, I have to go home and shave and put on a nice shirt so that I can sit proudly between John Carter and Don Buckingham. Bucky!
Lord.
about 30 seconds here.
30 seconds. All right, Matt, anytime you're ready.
All right, folks, we are back. You're listening to the Matt Long Show. We're broadcasting live from Tejas Smoke Depot. Be patient with us. We're testing software, hardware, microphone, laptop, everything for me spending a week broadcasting from Houston during the Texas Republican State Convention. So sitting next to me right now, before I get there, if you're listening on our terrestrial channel, so you're 102.1 or 104.3 or you're in the Hill Country, and you have signed up for emails from Texas Values. Now, a lot of you do. If you've gone to the Capitol with us, you are signed up. I'm sure you have signed up to receive emails from Texas Values. Well, folks, you got an email yesterday from Texas Values. You may not have opened it up. I know how much email we get. I get it. But you may not have opened it up. But it was an invitation to a panel today, an online panel that has Congressman John Carter and Senator Don Buckingham, who is my senator, as well as myself, yours truly, and Jonathan Syons with Texas Values. And we're going to have a live discussion starting at noon today. So check your email from yesterday if you didn't open. Make sure you RSVP to that. That is an invitation-only event. It's hosted by Texas Values. You would have gotten an email yesterday. Click on that. Make sure you can tune in with me at noon today. All right, I got Angela Smith sitting right next to me. And Angela, welcome to the Matt Long Show.
Thank you, Matt. I'm so excited to be here.
All right, so Angela got all dressed up to come in and visit with us this morning. And we are, Angela, if you didn't know, this is the founder of the Fredericksburg Tea Party. Got this going almost 11 years ago now. Stepped away for very valid reasons. Took a sabbatical for a while, and then came back. And the Fredericksburg Tea Party would not be doing what it's doing and being where it's at without Angela, not only in the beginning, but coming back and reinforcing all of us. So, Angela started reading a book. Angela came here today to give us a book report from Angela Smith. The book is called The Truth Behind Black Lives Matter Movement and the War on the Police by Ron Martinelli, PhD, forensic criminologist. Tell us about this book, Angela.
Well, you know, Matt, I started looking to find out exactly what Black Lives Matter is all about. I didn't want to develop my own idea of it outside of some factual information.
Okay.
So literally, I just went online and typed in something like the Black Lives Matter movement. And I'd already heard the rhetoric of the war on police. So I think I typed that in too. Well, up pops this tremendous little book. I don't know, it's not very big. This guy is exceptional at what he does. And so I ordered it, got a couple of copies of it, started reading it, and I'm just going to let you know a little bit about what Black Lives Matter is all about so that your listeners will have some of the cold hard facts of what
you're supporting when you hold a sign up
when,
that says
yeah.
Black Lives Matter, or when your child is out
Yeah.
holding a sign up in front of the courthouse yelling
Yeah.
Black Lives Matter.
Yes.
So tell us about this movement and the book.
The movement was founded in 2013. It's not very old. Founded by 3 black women, Angela Garza, Patrice Coolers, and Opal Tometi. To let you know just a little bit about these 3 gals, Angela favors a Marxist political ideology. Patrice has been quoted as saying that the BLM is and are trained Marxists.
Yeah, we heard that. We've been hearing that on mainstream media in the last
Yes,
few days.
it's just popped up, didn't
yeah,
it?
she openly says we are trained Marxists.
Yes, that is, you can find that on YouTube. And Opal, like the others, is an avowed lesbian, but her concern is about the inclusion of transgender and queer women. So these are the three gals that founded BLM. Their ultimate design, and I'm going to just read you a little bit of that. The ultimate design is Marxism, plain and simple. Ultimate design of the BL movement are clearly to exploit and exasperate tensions between the black and law enforcement communities, and to diminish, defund, and eventually dissolve law enforcement so that they begin the process of degrading our nation's rule of law. Now listen, Matt, this book was written actually in 2016.
2016. So this is not some kind of angry response to what's going on right now.
Exactly.
So
He told you in 2016 what their ultimate agenda was, and you and I are absolutely seeing it played out. It's amazing. 4 years later, we're seeing it played out in Chicago, in Washington, all these locations, and it was like he's a prophet, not a prophet, but you know what I'm saying.
Just revealing the truth. These guys have been very, very open.
Yes.
And that's historically true of tyrants and people who want to upset the system. I mean, going all the way back, Mein Kampf, he said what he was going to do. Pol Pot put out a book saying, this is what we're going to do. These guys, when they tell you what they're going to do, folks, believe them. Believe them. This is the plan. This is what they want to do.
Yeah.
In fact, I went to the Black Lives Matter website the other day, and I'd heard about some of their postings. They have softened up their landing page. I think you can use the Wayback Machine and go find their original posting. The language, the message is still the same. They've just softened it up. But just go to BLM and check out what their goal is. Just check out what their statement. And folks, it's not about black lives. It's not anything about black lives. It's about pitting people against people. It's about creating anarchy so that they can burn things down and start over.
Yes.
Any other delicious facts out of there you can tell us about?
Let me just go on to tell people how a little bit about it. This is not an organic, non-violent mishmash of malcontents, folks. This is not. This is a fully funded, very organized, highly manufactured, violent group that cannot even control their own numbers. They are completely immersed in Marxist ideology, and it's built upon lies. Now listen, if you want to know what that's going to look like, look back to Mao, and look back to Hitler, and look back to all these guys in the past. This is what Marxism looks like. If you aren't familiar with that, maybe you're 20, maybe you're in your 20s and you don't know what Marxism looks like.
Yeah,
exactly,
maybe in your 30s even.
Yeah, you weren't taught that, or maybe you don't know. Please go back and take a look at that. They are, listen, who funds these people? George Soros is probably number one on the list as of when this book was written, through the Open Society Institute. High-profile entertainers such as Jay-Z and Beyonce are were big time and probably still are big funders of BLM. And then there's the private donations. As of today, BLM has taken in donations of over $400 million.
400 million.
Texas has given 50 million. 50 million have come out of Texas. I got those numbers yesterday from another website. This is disconcerting because I think people have no idea where where they're sending their money to. When I go to Pinterest,
Right.
when I go to Airbnb, that's the first thing I see up there is support BLM. You know, sure, let's go ahead and support some Marxism in this country and ruin the capitalistic society that we're all engaged in and taking care of our families via. So that's what they're talking about. And I'm like, Airbnb, really? You want me to go ahead and let's have some Marxism so I can't have my Airbnb and get out and work really hard and work within the capitalist system. So it's really disconcerting. To top that off, like I said, major corporations are now funding this business. So we always talk about, well, that's the problem. Let's talk about the solution.
Okay.
The solution, according to this author, is on every single level. And we just talked about levels just now, right?
Yeah.
Stop actively or covertly supporting and funding it. Please get your kids off of the sidewalk with a BLM handmade written sign, okay?
Yes.
For God's sakes, at least tell them what they're supporting. That they are supporting the breakdown of society as you know it. So yes, it can be rebuilt in something you've never seen before and you don't want to see.
Yeah, this is scary, folks. Just do a quick study. What is Marxism? Go look up BLM, look at their website and see what it is that they are selling, and read it carefully. And the truth behind the Black Lives Matter movement, an excellent source. I have skimmed it. Angela has read it. She's got 3 pages of notes she brought in with us. Angela, thank you so much for coming in. Folks, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back.
There you go. Good. Good enough.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, yesterday.
I'll put my glasses on. There you go.
And this is, do you know who Jim Lowe is?
Yeah, Jim Lowe. Yeah, I know who he is. It's
Is
been
it-
a long time since I've seen him.
Is
Forever.
it the Idaho Jim Lowe guy? No.
I don't know.
From back in the day?
Yeah, back in the day.
That
Like
guy that speaks funny languages and
maybe.
is
Yeah, 10
drinks like-
years ago, I remember Jim Lowe. Yeah,
Is this the same guy?
maybe. Yeah. What is he saying?
Let's see. His last name came from New Jersey and so it has him.
A little newsletter. Yeah, that's that. In his newsletter, with maybe it's long. Place again. Bishop Matter on the letter. Girlfriend college with kidney box and cigars. Yeah, I've thought that's since his newsletter. I haven't seen it in so long though. It's probably getting up there, isn't it?
I'm assuming his came in
Yeah.
yesterday when I was not here.
Yeah.
Okay, now I've gotten these in the mail.
Yeah, I used to be on his list.
Oh.
Okay, dude.
Yeah, I get those. He sends me envelopes full of them.
Okay.
Okay. I'm out of here.
Yep.
Good to
See ya.
you.
See ya.
All right, you're next. The Inquisition seat.
So you threw me last week because like you brought me back and we talked for another like 5-10 minutes. I wasn't ready for that.
That's all right. I'll keep you rolling. All right, folks, we are back. You're listening to the Hill Country Patriot Radio. Do me a couple of favors. Check your email from yesterday. If you got something from Texas Values yesterday, open it up. It might be an announcement as to my appearance on a panel online today with Congressman John Carter and my very own Senator Don Buckingham, and so we're looking forward to that. And also, we are, let's see, the GoFundMe. Please, GoFundMe. I need your support in going to Houston. Check out Pass the Hat for Matt on GoFundMe. All right, Jody, get over here.
Okay.
We are in Tejas Smoke Depot, and Jody, the owner, proprietor, manager chief, boss, Mama, the meatball maker. You stayed up last night making how many meatballs till how late?
Till almost midnight, about 250.
250 meatballs. Holy mackerel. Sounds like a party going on somewhere. So, Jody, tell us about Tejas Smoke Depot. What kind of business do you have, and what's going on?
Well, we have a tobacco store that sells all kinds of tobacco products, from cigarettes to cigars, pipe tobaccos, roll your own tobaccos, little cigars, which are filtered, snuff, chews.
Okay.
We even have the old snuff that just sniff up your nose.
Oh, okay, okay. The original stuff.
Earl Garrett snuff.
I never did figure that stuff out.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah. There you go.
Other than don't put anything up your nose.
There you go.
For you. And roll your own papers, and we have some CBD products.
You do. Your humidor is beautiful. Humidor smells awesome when you go in there. You have a bunch of cigars. You have high-end sticks, low-end sticks, and everything in between, right?
Everything in between. We have about 100 different varieties of high-end cigars, and probably that many of the low-end cigars.
Okay.
All flavors of the rainbow. And, of course, we have drinks, snacks, and beer to go along with, and wine to go along with that very fine cigar. And normally we run a special every week on cigars, and this week our high-end cigar special is going to be on Naturals by Drew Estate, which is a Nicaraguan cigar. It is a medium to full-bodied cigar. It's pretty popular among the younger folk, and really can't say a lot about it because I haven't smoked one.
But is that your special?
That's our special for the week. And,
okay.
As you know, we always do a phrase that pays, and I'm not sure what the phrase should be this week, other than maybe all lives matter.
All lives matter.
Because this whole thing is turning into only certain lives matter. And
yes.
I think everybody matters. And as I had my little grandbabies rolling them meatballs yesterday to go on top of their spaghetti while listening on top of spaghetti covered with cheese, I realized that we need to have a future for these children, and that their lives matter. They're one day going to be adults, and I'd like to see them grow up and have the freedoms that we've all enjoyed.
Be successful. You don't want them growing up in a Marxist community.
Exactly.
You would rather have them grow up in a capitalist community where they can put themselves, where they can apply themselves and make an honest living, and hopefully do better. I mean, our hopes as Americans has always been that each generation does better than the last.
Absolutely.
And so we kind of help set up the next generation. And if you're training them how to make meatballs, you are well on your way, Jody. And I'm going to figure out a way to crash this party. There's no doubt. There's no doubt about that.
Come on by Saturday.
So the phrase that pays is all lives matter. And so what you do is when you come into Tejas Smoke Depot, you come in here and you tell Jody that listen, hear you on the radio. You sound good. You thank her for supporting the. Thank you for supporting the Hill Country Patriot as well as the Matt Long Show and helping get our message out. And so Jody is. I'm very proud to have Jody as a sponsor of this program, and so that's where we're at. Jody, thanks again. Come in, and you come in, you give yourself get a discount if you give her the phrase that pays, and then tell her you heard it on the radio, and then we'll put your name in a drawing, a monthly drawing, and you will get something special, a gift certificate out of that. So, Jody, thanks again. Anything else you need to brag about here?
No, I can't think of anything,
Some of your kids work here, don't they?
Yes, they do. My son and daughter.
Yeah?
When she can, with 4 babies.
Your daughter, you got 4 grandkids? How many grandkids?
I have 7 grandchildren.
7
now.
grandchildren. Good
And,
Lord, have mercy.
And one of my grandsons told his mama the other day he wanted another friend. She'd go have another baby.
Oh, there you go. Isn't that special? There you go.
Her husband slept in the other room that night.
Yeah, I'll bet he did. I'll bet he did. Thanks again, Jody.
You're welcome.
All right, folks, we're at Tejas Smoke Depot today again. We are practicing and getting ready to go to Houston for the state convention. We had a great report from Angela on this book, Black Lives Matter. And so this is, folks, you need to be opening up your eyes, opening up your kids, your grandkids. If you have any of your family members that know about this, just have them do some research on Marxism. And the dirty secret is once these Marxists use your children, your grandchildren, once they've figured out what they're going to do with those guys, they'll use them, and then they'll be eliminated. And I don't mean that physically. It could be, but at some point in time, everybody, you either step in line or you are eliminated. This is very, very frightening situation we're under. It's going to take a lot of time to put this back together, but with patriots like Jody and Angela and Ken Greer, who came in here today to tell us about the parade, these things can be changed. And so, but you got to do something. You've got to do your part. You have to pitch in somewhere, some way, somehow. If you can't physically go and go to the Capitol, or go to your county commissioner's site, or go to your city councilor's meeting, if you can't do any of that physically, and I know a lot of my listeners are that way, you can help financially. You can help by writing letters. You can help by making phone calls. In fact, one of the things you can do when this next session starts up is we have people who are willing to go up to the Capitol and sit in front of a committee and testify either in favor or against certain bills that are being considered. And so one thing you can do from home is write a testimony for them, whether it be pro-life or pro-Second Amendment or whatever the burr under your saddle is. If you had 2 minutes to talk to a panel of senators, if you had 2 minutes to speak to a group of a committee in the Texas House, what would you say? And you don't even have to go up there. We've got people that'll go up there. We train them. We teach them how to testify. Get them in the right clothes. Get them the right look. Head them up there. Sit them in the right rooms. Get them signed up. And if you'll help write testimony, they can deliver. They can read that testimony for you. And so your voice will be heard in the Capitol. So there are lots of things you can do. No matter whatever your physical limitations are, your whatever, there is something you can do to help. And you need to be able to say someday when your grandkids ask you, what did you do? Did you do anything during the 2020s, during that year that went away, the year that disappeared? What did you do, Grandpa? What did you do, Grandma? What did you do, Uncle Matt? And you'll be able to tell them what you did and how you participated. And but if you don't, then what can you say? All you can do is lie to them, or just say, well, I wasn't too worried about it, and so I'm sorry, it is the way it is. You have to deal with it, but that's no good. So get yourself involved one way or another. And so listening to not a lot of negativity, but a little negativity, I want to leave you today with my go-to happy scripture in Philippians 4. And this is one that I spent a week on a cruise with Max Lucado, and this was last spring, and the whole entire week was about the 4 verses I'm about to read, and it was so rewarding. So we're in Philippians 4, verse 6. Be anxious for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving. Let your requests be known to God, and the peace of God, which passes all comprehension, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. Finally, brethren, whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is of good repute, if there is any excellence, and if anything worthy of praise, dwell on these things, the things you have learned and received and heard and seen in me, practice these things, and the God of peace will be with you. You know, to have that kind of attitude all the time is really, really tricky. It does help if you turn off Fox News every now and then. We at our house, we took a sabbatical from it for probably close to a year, and now when we turn it on, it's for a very fixed amount of time. And I have to tell you, that guy at 7 o'clock right now, how come I'm having a brain bubble? I can't think of his name. But anyway, the guy that's coming on at 7, Tucker Carlson. There we go. Tucker, man, I'm telling you, Tucker Carlson. I don't know. I hate to make predictions, but he's the kind of guy, when people start speaking like that as loudly as they do, things happen. I don't know. Is there going to be some kind of something happen with Tucker? We pray for Tucker. We pray for Tucker because right now he is making a very, very brave stand in an area that is that's very, very frightening. And so let's pray for Tucker. Also want to ask you to continue praying for Captain Kirk, my favorite cousin. We're hopefully get him to come down here this summer, get him live on the radio. And then we also pray for Amy. Please pray for Amy, and pray for all of us. Pray for me. Pray for Dara. Dara just came in, so pray for Dara. Folks, thank you. It's been another great Thursday from Tejas Smoke Depot, and we will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow I have on my program Alma Perez Jackson, who is the vice chair of the Texas Republican Party and is in a race to keep that chair. So, folks, we'll see y'all tomorrow. Thank you.